Sigma Prepper, where wisdom is the key. We're ready for the future, staying ahead and staying free. When the world goes dark, we won't be shedding a tear. We prep with our minds, never ruled by fear. It's not the list of preps, it's the knowledge we flex. Gaining understanding and solving what's next. No sitting by a fire, eating squirrels on sticks. We'll be navigating chaos using Sigma Prepper's tricks.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
SHTF, we break it down smart. From the big picture view to the detail in the parts. Drew Law's got you, his knowledge on tap. Real-time strategy, he cuts through the crap. From the high IQs to the tech we choose. We're ahead of the game, we never gonna lose. We stay prepared, never needing to fight. Join Sigma Prepper and we'll make it through the night.
It's seeing the signs, reading tomorrow through intelligent minds. Survival's more than just having a plan. It's about how you act when it all hits the fan. Join our Discord where knowledge is prime. The wolf pack's there for you every time. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. We're on a mission, there's no turning back. From crisis to strength, we'll survive the storm. It's knowing you've been able since the day you were born. Survival's an art, we sharpen the blade. We adapt, we survive, we're not afraid. Get yourself comfy for the Sigma Prepper show. The time is counting down and we're nearly good to go. Prepare your mind, cause intelligence is the key. Owning our instincts, we don't freeze, fight or flee. Knowledge is power, it's the ultimate force. No following the herd, we just create a new course. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. Support me on Patreon to gain the edge. Discounts and freebies, just make a pledge. The countdown's done, it's time to go. Sigma Prepper's live, let's start this show.
Welcome, Wolfpack. Welcome. Good evening. Here we are. Thought we'd meet up at the cafe tonight. It's one of those kind of a weeks already. Welcome. I'm Drew. This is the Sigma Prepper channel. If you stumbled across it accidentally, which is highly unlikely, YouTube would never allow such a thing to happen. So, if you're here, it's because you've tried extremely hard to get here. So well done, everyone. Really pleased to see you all. Thank you. I hope you've had a good day and a wonderful Easter weekend. Of course, yesterday, being Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK. Spring break in the USA. I hope everybody and our friends in America are feeling well today, despite all that is going on in the world, of which we shall be talking about tonight, at length, or not. I did actually think to myself, do you know what, I'd love to see if I can actually, am I capable of doing a half-hour live show? I don't know, let's start off with a cheers, everyone. Love, peace and progress to the pack. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And let's get this year started, because the new year has begun, 1st of April. I'm feeling alive. I've been in creative mad professor mode for about the last 3 or 4 months. I'm coming out of my hibernation, my creative hibernation. I'm still doing my thing here. My desks are absolutely littered with stuff. I have to push everything aside before going live. So it's all fully on. I can't wait to show the V.I.P Patreon members and the YouTube members. Thank you to you all. Some of the stuff I've got going on, you'll be the first to see it. Also, don't forget, we've got the Wolfpack report rocking, so please do get yourself onto that list because it's completely free, so you may as well. You'll see it if you look at the description of the video. You'll see, if I can find my tabs, you'll see in the description the link to the Wolfpack report, and no doubt Day Survival, one of our moderators, will be yamming that in straight away for you in the live chat. But this is what it looks like, the Ultimate Wolfpack report. We're going to be going live with this next month, so I did say we'll give you guys another month and we'll be launching it. This is the Wolfpack report. It's a monthly sort of like magazine type thing, community magazine, which got all sorts of global threat analysis reports, behind the scenes stuff going on, plus respect to some community members now and again as well, plus free downloads, free stuff. With the just signing up on the Wolfpack report, you'll receive your free winter prepping guides. You can keep that for next year. For Australians are just coming into winter now, don't forget, so it's super relevant for them. So do get yourself hold of that. Just your name, just your email, get yourself in there. You'll never get any spam from me. It'll only be direct stuff from Sigma Prepper. So go and get yourself over there. It's completely free, put a lot of work into it, and it's very expensive for me to put out each time, but that's the kind of stuff I do. Talking about being really expensive, despite looking at the YouTube sheets this month is super down. And it's obviously because I've been turning the ads off for everybody for the lives, because it's just really annoying when it gets in the way of people. But thank you so very much to those that have been super chatting, which sort of somewhat goes towards making it up. But I've seen a massive dent in it, so it does make a big difference turning the ads off. But I know it makes an even bigger difference to you guys not having to sit through it. So that's what I'm going to continue with it, despite how painful it is. But it's not painful because of people like this. Who are keeping the show rocking without having to, everybody else having to go through what I know really frustrates them, especially when we get into it and we're getting really into the whole thing, and then we're getting into the real ghoulies of it, and then suddenly, you know, you're busted into. So no more of that. No more of that. Big shout out to Mr. Jeff in the house, seeing him all gilded up with his YouTube membership stuff, along with Random Warrior as well. Great to see you, my man. Did I hear that the Sapper Prepper was in the house, or was I imagining something, someone saying that? Oh, here we go, the Travelling Sapper. Here we go. Great to see you, man. Thank you, Sandy, for being here. Daily Survival moderator of all moderators. And my Kazza as well here. Thank you so much for being here, Kazza. Hope you're well. Little bit of a surprise. I noticed that You Know Who wasn't putting it out to anyone. It was like for the first like hour, it was like me and Mrs. Sigma Prepper with the only 2 likes on the video. It was, oh, I know what sort of night this is going to be. Oh man, you take, you know, you go slow for a couple of months and they really punish you for it. But you know, this is why we're here. Great to say, oh, Noelle Marie as well with us. What an absolute babe. Crocodilus as well. Good to see you, Crocodilus. I hope you're well. Hope you had a good Easter, good weekend. So we're going to get into it with the SHTF Intel report, aka Global Threat Analysis. We're going to just gloss through it a little bit, and then we'll come back out the other side and do some more stuff. But I do need to say a quick thank you to Purple Flurple, because she did send that gift package to Hugo Bear. Although it wasn't officially a gift package, it just ended up being that way because of yeah, she had a loss in the family of her little one. So over on the Discord server, you got the animal lovers, and you can see all your pets in there. Go and share your pets. It's a great part of the Discord server, as well as all the survival information. This is JD. He passed away, unfortunately, quite recently. He got to 17.5 years old, bless him. But Purple Flurple, she sent a gift package over, which is basically some stuff that JD had, and obviously has no use for anymore, so asked if she could send it and Hugo make use of it. So I thought, absolutely, what an absolute darling, and how sentimental was that? So I'll give you a sneak peek of the clip that I sent Purple Flurple. She was basically, this is a horn. This is a horn that was in the box, that was one that JD obviously had. And as soon as I show Hugo that out of the box, that was it. He was into it, man. And he took it away, and that thing started crunching, and I was like, oh man, it was quite painful to listen to the crunch when he snapped the end of it and stuff. So that's Hugo Bear. He's a South African Mastiff, for those that ask. He's about 60 kilo, 130 pound South African Mastiff, also known as a Boerboel. So I imagine for Purple Flurple, his mouth around that probably looks very different to what JD's mouth used to look around it, but he's really into it. So thank you so very much, JD. You got no idea how much it means to me and Hugo, and like I say, very sort of sentimental gifts in there as well. So I really appreciate that, Perps, and love to you, and I hope you're well. So go and get yourself joined in with the Discord server. It's a great community over there. It's absolutely full, treasure trove of prepping information, survival information. Everybody's contributing all the time. Plus a great place to hang out with stuff like your memes, the Sigma quotes as well if you want some inspiration. Go make yourself laugh with the memes. It's all we got left nowadays, isn't it, right? With everything else that's going on in the world, it's really important to keep your spirits up and your morale up. And that's why we like to try and get together as regularly as possible. So, you know, even if things look like they're hitting the fan all over the world, of which they are, we like to feel like we can, you know, have a few nice things that we can remind ourselves why we keep going and why we keep bashing. Talking of bashing, there's been a whole load of bashing going on. Obviously, Pope passed away very recently, Monday, and they're already on the memes. Look, Trump declares himself new Pope. No one knows more about poping than me. So you got all this flying about, man. But yeah, so that's how the week started off. Who else we got? John C's with us as well. Great to see you, Outlawed UK and DSEC UK in the house. Those things absolutely stink. I think this one's so dried out you can't smell it anymore. Yorkshire Put as well as with us. Great to see you. Thank you everyone for joining us. I've got I was straight out of the shower and I've got water in my ears still. So excuse me for trying to squidge the water out. It's like I can hear the bubbles popping in my ears. So we're going to be getting into some, we'll get into the report quickly and we'll come back. We'll have a bit of a laugh and, you know, we'll go through some other bits and pieces we need to talk about. Don't forget as well, we've got coming up tomorrow. I'm going to need to get straight into it again, straight back into it after this show. I was going till about 5 this morning and then got up about midday. And I've got to be doing a similar thing tonight, working on the show for tomorrow, which is the Warzone Wednesday. So they're usually quite big shows. They're usually a whole bunch of slides and things that I have to make one by one from scratch. It takes an awfully long time to put these shows together. So I hope you appreciate that. So the plan is that tomorrow we're going to be launching. Sorry, I'm just bunching. Let's get another. So I just need to get another folder open quickly. Control and double click for those that don't know on a folder. That will get you a new version of that folder open. I'm looking for the thumbs. Oh man, yeah, sorry. So what we're looking for is this. Sorry. So Warzone Wednesday is what we're chatting about, which will be tomorrow. How Do We Survive World War III, which is a podcast series that we've been doing for some time. And we've covered an awful lot of topics, information warfare, cyber warfare, stuff like that. Psychological warfare was a massive one, 88 slides that was. We did drone warfare, we had electromagnetic warfare as part of plus the AI and next generation warfare we had as the episode 6. So tomorrow's is going to be financial and trade warfare, right? Economic warfare. So just as an example, for those that haven't seen it, this is kind of what it looks like, and we go through as part of the SHTF scenarios. So this was the AI one. So we'll be doing something similar to this tomorrow. We'll obviously go through all the different warfare tactics and then we'll land on the economic warfare. So the 4th generation warfare tactics. We've been banging through the 5th generation ones. So we've done a whole bunch. And we've got, this is like kind of what makes up 5th generation warfare tactics. So we've done quite a few of these. But one that we haven't done is at the very top, the economic warfare. Yeah, so we did the psychological warfare, the information warfare. That was brilliant. I spent a lot of time on that one. We've also done the drone warfare. The cultural warfare came as part of the other one. Electromagnetic warfare we talked about. I told you exactly the deets on Faraday cages or not in that one. Don't forget, gave you all the mathematical formulas to know exactly how big the gaps can be given the wavelengths of the R1, R2, R3 pulse that comes from But you're going to have to watch that video if you want to know any more. It's ram-packed full of nuggets, all of these are. So we're going to be getting into the economic warfare tomorrow, so do look out for that. Don't miss it, it will be good. I'll schedule that tomorrow at some point. And then also we've still got my 3-year anniversary show to do, which was on the 1st of April. So as long as it's in April, we're all good in the hood. So don't miss that as well. Please do show up to that. We'll be having the Sigma Prepper quiz and stuff like that with that. And get your memes in there, because we'll be doing a meme fest as well as part of that. And it'll just be all round an awesome, brilliant show. Let's toast to that. As well as saying happy birthday to Sigma Prepper, right? So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it and see what's been going on in the world just briefly. Buckle up, but I promise we'll be gentle. Right, hum with me. Everybody hum. Now you're buckled up. And we'll see what Guam. Yes, 100% DSEC UK. In fact, yeah, I'll send you a link to go to. Banned again. Kin world's upside down, isn't it? Kin, isn't it? Kint it. Yeah. Thank you, Daily Survival. Good shout. Hit the like button. You never know. YouTube might actually think that people like this channel, and then they might actually let someone find it who's new. And they might not remove people who've just subscribed within 12 hours while they're sleeping. Oh dear. Camper van. He's spreading my camper van for when I move out, save money faster while working with next to no bills, major prep funding, etc. And oh man, brilliant. I love to see anyone who's getting into the van life. I'm a big fan of van life. I've helped quite a few of my friends actually build or put together their designs for doing out vans, particularly obviously with my background in electronic engineering. I do things like off-grid solar systems and stuff in vans. I love all that. And you know what I've always said as well, in my book, The Ultimate Guide to Prepping, there's a whole stuff in there that talks about the amount of knowledge that you can gain from following the van lifers, because really they're sort of like bugging out and prepping all the time, because the key is to be self-sufficient, right? And that is what you have to be as a van lifer. You've got all your water, all your food, all your sewage issues to deal with, all your cleaning and hygiene issues to deal with, and you've got them all with you then and there. You've got to generate energy yourself wherever you go, right? So there's a lot of things that you have to plan and think ahead and to make sure you're prepped and prepared for. And this is exactly why van lifers are natural preppers, and they're very good at it, because they come from living in a minimalist, low requirement environment, right? And so fair play, man. And like you say, it's a great way if you're going to be saving up. I've got a friend of mine, I helped him to a great deal as well. And his mum basically gave him 10 bags to move out, right? And he thought, well, 10 bags ain't enough to get a deposit on a house or any of that kind of stuff, or buy a house. So he thought, you know what, 10 bags is enough to get myself a van for maybe like second-hand van for maybe $6,000, and then like maybe spend 4 on it and stuff. My budget was 2 for the solar, yeah, to do the solar within 2 bags, right? So it's things like that, and the idea was that then him and his missus would be saving up for their deposit by saving money on rent and stuff. They were all their places where they're going to be staying all figured out and that, yeah. Love it. So yeah, fair play, man. Daryl Calhorn in the house. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. What's not humming? Humming's good. Oh, you know, there's me going on about, oh, I wonder if this is why. This is why. Do you remember I said to you, like, I wonder if there's even a possibility ever in the whole wide world that I can ever do a live show that's like 30 minutes or less. This is why. Listen to me going on about like van life, and we're supposed to be talking about the world falling apart. Well, we're not, but we will. So this is what's going on then. We'll have a little butch. Might need a little sip of tea after that little rant. global growth forecast slashed by IMF over tariff impact. The US suffers the biggest downgrade to growth among advanced economies in the influential... I should have done air quotes for advanced. Sorry, I was smiling when I said it. Advanced economies in the influential International Monetary Fund's latest forecast. There's been a few people coming out with that. Of course, forecasts is difficult. There's a lot of moving parts when we're talking about trade wars and we're talking about tariffs and we're talking about cascading effects of that and then market sentiment and what effect that has on shareholders, stakeholders and everyone else, right? And then there's the cascade effect of once you've done all that and then it goes back round again and then you've got that cascade loop. It's very difficult to follow. I get about 3 iterations. It's like, fucking hell. Because you're talking about exponential variables as it goes out, right? Every iteration of possibilities, each one of those possibilities has iterations itself. So therefore, when you go 3 iterations, you're at about a power of 90. The different things at the end of that. It's like nasty. It's nasty. And I don't even know how you'd even dial that into an AI to say, look, how's this going to end up? Because that's ultimately what we're going to know, right? How's it going to end up? But I'll tell you how it's definitely not going to end up is I don't think it's going to end up with America coming out of it better than they went in. As we see already, there's already been N number of $1 trillion wiped off the stock market. It's never coming back. That's never a good look. I'm a bit disappointed that Trump's gone straight in there with the stick, with no carrot. Yeah? Let me explain what I mean by that, right? Because it's like, when I see other countries around the world, other countries are using carrots to change user behavior, customer behavior, you know, social norms and things like that, right? It's much easier if you use the carrot versus the stick, right? So as an example, Hungary, yeah? Hungary is now, because of the population problem that we have here in the West and in the USA and many of the Western countries, we're basically, that is what's upside down, right? We're down to about 1.4 reproduction rate, human reproduction rate, the R0 of humans, if you like, is supposed to be 2.1, right? So obviously 2 being replacing the mother and the father, plus a bit just for early deaths and disease and ting, yeah? Getting maced and tased for, you know, triggering people's feelings and stuff, and then, you know, getting bashed about in the police van on the way to the cell, and then getting maced and tased again, and then dying, and then obviously, you know, these kinds of things that happen, right? So you got to take that into account. It's like 2.1 reproduction rate. We're down to about 2. We're 1.59 in the UK, 1.62 in the USA. Bear in mind, you need, if it goes below 1.9, your population's going backwards and like irretrievably so. Yeah. Now, the way the UK is dealing with that, right? Just to give you the comparable, the way the UK is dealing with that is just open the floodgates and let them all in. Yeah, jobs are good, right? And at the end of the day, I'm going to get into that because you're not supposed to know why it's really happening. I will tell you at one point in time, but it's not going to be tonight. The UK's thing is like, let's let them all in, bada bada bada, because there's some benefits and advantages to that, which I ain't going to get into, which is why they're doing it and pretending they don't want it to happen, but they do, but they need it, because if they don't, they're fucked. I can't get into it. The alternative option, that's the population problem, right? Hungary is like, tell you what, we're going to give an incentive, right? We're going to give an incentive to the population by nullifying the tax that mothers pay. So if you become a mother for the first year, right, this year, you'll this year not pay tax. If you've got 3 kids or 2 kids, you'll not pay tax until a certain amount of time and things like this. Plus there's extra subsidies for like new birth, subsidy that you just get as a gift from the government to help you with buying things like the pram, you know, the buggy and stuff like that, right? How cool is that? So you're incentivizing your population to do something, right? Russia did the same thing. Don't forget, it was in the news because they tried to make fun of it. But they were giving incentives with like $20,000 for having a child, and then $50,000 for the second child or something like this. Plus you would have some other benefit to it, and there was a really cool part of it that Russia did, and I can't remember what it was. It was genius, but That's how they dealt with the population problem, by just literally saying, if you have kids, we'll give you some sheets, right? And so that's the carrot. That's the carrot method. Now, the carrot method, when it comes to the bringing manufacturing back to your own country, right, would be, just as to how that would sound, would be, I'll tell you what, guys, anyone who wants to build a factory in this country, yeah, we're going to give you a subsidy. Not only that, we're going to give you 100% tax rebate on the land cost for buying it, the land you're going to be buying to build the factory, right? We'll give you a grant, a 50% grant as well. So for every $1 million you invest in building a factory, the government will give you $1 million and match it, right? And for the first 2 years of operation, you'll be only paying 50% of the tax rate that you'd normally be paying, right? To get started. Now, first of all, that's going to cost far less than what has just been wiped off the stock market for a start, right? So there's not a cost issue to that. As in, oh, Drew, where are they going to get the money to give the subsidies from? Well, not losing $1.5 trillion off the stock market, right? And not having like $1.1 trillion worth of treasury bonds sold by Japan and China synchronously overnight, for example, right? So, or the money that you're saving from Doge, but you can't spend that because you're trying to get the money because you've got the treasury bond repayment maturing in June. This is why Trump's in such a fit, foaming at the mouth panic to get 9 trillion sheets or 6.5 trillion sheets by June, or else you're getting downgraded on your credit rating because people who gave treasury bond sheets 10 years ago for their 10-year yields, right? That's getting paid because you get that money back at the end of the 10 years and you get your 4%, 4.5%, whatever the yield rate is at the moment. So the idea is that, I'll get my sheets back in 10 years. Well, it just so happens that 10 years is up for a lot of people in June. It's to the tune of about 6.5 trillion sheets. And this is why there's a desperate thing to get sheets. But threatening all the other countries to give me loads of sheets or else so we can build factories here, this is the stick method. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I mean by I'm a bit disappointed with Trump going straight in with a stick method when really the carrot method in this example clearly works. China's shown that it works. China's done this for the last 10 years, going around to all the different countries doing deals. Yeah, mutually consensual, mutually beneficial deals. That's the whole point of what the BRICS is designed to do. To allow countries to trade freely, to allow them to use whatever currency they want to use. And not be tied down to you have to use the US dollar or else you're getting maced and tased, yeah? And it's like, let me out of Uncle Scoob without any lube, if you know what I mean, right? And so all the countries have seen that going on for ages, like, nah, man. So China's going in there, say, tell you what, we'll do you a deal. Yeah, we'll build your bridges, we'll build your train station, we'll employ all your people to do it as well, and we'll train them up and shit, and we'll bring the economy there and all the rest of it. Yeah, and we'll do this and we'll do that. And we'll give you cheap subsidies on our rice as well that we can supply you, and we can also do you a better deal on that oil supply you're getting from Saudis at the moment. We can sort you out, right? This is what China's doing. This is the carrot method, and it's working because all of these countries are falling in line to the point where just recently another absolute destruction to the American economy is that China's now done a deal with Brazil, so they're going to be building a shipping port in Brazil, which means, for those that don't know, before the way you would rock is you'd go around, you'd have to look at it this way, you'd go around the coast, you'd go up to the coast of Brazil, up to what's below Brazil, Panama is it, through there, you'd have to stop at LA port, and then you go from LA off to Japan, yeah, the way you're looking at it, yeah? But what they've done is China have now secured to build a port in Brazil. So what people will only need to do now is to go up. I've got to move which way. I've got to mirror it the other way. Right, they got to go up. They just go straight to this Brazil port and straight from there, right, to Asia. So that means there's no going to LA anymore. So see you later, LA port. Sorry about your luck. Yeah, those 40 million containers going through there every month ain't going through there any month. The same as what's happened with the meat now in Idaho, right, where China said we ain't buying meat from you anymore. Now we're buying it from Australia, like to the tune of $180 billion a year's worth. What the fuck? You don't not miss that, right? You don't not feel that. So I just don't think that going straight in with the stick method is particularly advantageous when you're in a world and you're up against a competitor like China that's doing good business and good deals that make business sense with countries without having to use any sticks at all. Just carrots, you see? So I just don't think this is why it hasn't played out well. Yeah? Because, and you know what, I'll show you now, right? Just as an example, like Malaysia is another. This isn't only China, right? This is the entirety of almost the non-Western world, right? The global South, as it's become known. And I'll give you an example here of what I mean about really what the sentiment is. Remember I said to you, when it comes to sort of predicting stocks, trades, bond yield curves, recessions, stagflation, and everything in between requires you to gain an understanding of the global sentiment, right? Because these markets are global, right? It's the global markets being shook, which is how you wipe off trillions of dollars off a stock market, not like a local problem. This is a global problem, right? And so this means that you've got global entities chiming in because everyone's getting fucked by it, including people in Malaysia, which is where this comes from.
American last. I've seen some people talk about it, and I'm not surprised if this becomes an organic movement. I am Malaysian. Buy American last. I've seen some people talk about it, and I'm not surprised if this becomes an organic movement. I am Malaysian, and Bill O'Reilly's comment yesterday about how Malays don't have any money, in fact how Southeast Asia doesn't have any money, and therefore we're not valuable as diplomatic and economic partners. Kind of rich coming from a country where people can't afford to buy eggs, but okay. But the important thing is, if you couple that with what DJ Vance said about Chinese being peasants, or what Trump said about people who tried to contact him to negotiate these trade tariffs as people who are trying to lick his that kind of shows you already the level of respect and how these people view the rest of the world, and we take notice. And that is super ironic because you're whining about the trade deficits. You're throwing a fit over it. And you're asking people to buy more American goods, but this is how you behave. The Chinese don't want to buy a Boeing. And now the Malaysian people are saying, I don't want to get an iPhone for my next upgrade. I want to get something that's more local. I want to find something that's not American. The thing is quite simple. When you pick a fight with the entire world at the same time, what the heck do you expect?
So this is just one example of a woman in Malaysia, right, giving her opinion, and rightfully so, man. I mean, I don't know if you heard that comment about, oh, they don't have any money and stuff like that. It's just, they obviously have never been there. Have they even seen the Petronas Towers? Do you know what I mean? It's just embarrassing. And where all that money is, and and like I say, this is the whole world that he is picking a fight with. Rather than offering carrots within America to say, look, American companies, yeah, rather than getting your shit done out in China, you know, I know they do some real good quality stuff, and I know their timelines are just crazy the way they get it done so quick, and I know it's cheap as fuck, but, you know, if we don't start building our factories here again, man, not only are we going to lose economically continually to China the way we are, but we're going to lose the skills that we once had. We're going to lose the knowledge that we once had to even be able to begin again. So we get it. We get it. It's a big problem, but we're a little bit too late, little bit too little, little bit too ignorant to be thinking that we can start doing that shit now. And I'll give you another example just off the top of my head because it's just sprung to mind, right? I follow this chap here, who's brilliant. Inside China, right? And this is amazing. This is about fire trucks, right? Now, I don't know if you're aware. Let me know live in the chat if you follow this guy. He's brilliant. He sort of shows you the inside of what's going on in Asia and things, and he lives in China, so he's sort of on the ground. And do you know, one of the reasons that these fires in LA were such a struggle to put out is because of their lack of fire trucks, right? Now, when you say lack of fire trucks, it's not necessarily because they ain't got the sheets. because obviously the fire department, bosh, they're throwing sheets at it. But you're talking like 1 million sheets, 1.5 million sheets for a fire truck. 1.5 million sheets for a fire truck. Did you know that? Let me know live in the chat if you did or didn't know that. I should even do a live poll. Did you know? A fire truck. 2 million sheets. Sorry, 2 million, because this is... So 2 million US dollar sheets for a fire truck. Let me know if you knew how much that's what they pay. Father, no. Good to see you, my man. Right, 2 million sheets for a fire truck, and do you know what? 4 years to build one, America. 4 years and 2 million sheets. Remember those numbers. Repeat after me. One fire truck, 2 million sheets. Million sheets, yeah. 4 years. Lots. Now the thing is, you see, hence the problem with LA not being able to put the fires out, because they're just, you know. China, you see, make fire trucks that are bigger and more advanced than the American ones. They're $400,000, not 2 million sheets, but $400,000. That's like a quarter, 25%, less than 25% of the cost. And let me know live in the chat, instead of 4 years to build each one, yeah? Let me know how long it takes China to build one. So America, 4 years, 2 million sheets. China, $400,000, less than $500,000, so 25% of the cost. Not 25% less, 25% of the cost. Yeah? 43 days. 43 days, they will build you a fire truck that is more advanced, bigger, more capacity, all the numbers, all the top trumps numbers, yes, tick, versus the American one. It's 25% of the cost, and it doesn't take 4 years to build it like it does in America. It takes 43 days. This is craziness, right? So the point is that you're not going to be competing with that anytime soon. And the only way you are is not with employing people with jobs in factories. There's not going to be bringing any jobs to America because it's all just going to be automated. Just like it is in China. And if everything's going to be automated, then instead of paying labor costs, you're paying energy costs. Because although robots and, you know, machines don't need to eat, they kind of need energy instead of, right? So whatever you're saving in labor costs, you're still paying out in energy costs. And that's the next problem, is that America doesn't have particularly cheap energy. So you can't compete there either. China, given everything else being equal, China's still going to beat you on price because their energy is cheaper. Yeah. And it's not, you don't always have to compete on price. Yeah. But unfortunately, this is the trap that the West, and particularly America, has got themselves into, because that's the whole point of end capitalism. End times capitalism is exactly this, yeah, where you consume yourself, right? Because unless your business is generating growth after growth after growth after growth every quarter, then you've got the shareholders and the stakeholders and the investors are just saying, nah, we'll just invest in something else that is going up all the time. And the only way any corporation can make their share price go up all the time is to be making more profit all of the time. And the only way to be making more profit all of the time is to always to be reducing the quality, cutting the corners, increasing the prices, and kicking out your staff. And this is where that pursuit ends up. That's why they call it end times capitalism, because it goes all full circle, and then it's a circle fuck. We're fucking each other now, which is why we're all fucked. And no one's got any lube. And it's so annoying because this has like been on the wall for so long, and like people have just been like, Anyway, moving on. What else we got going on? Because there's no way this is going to be a half-hour show now, is it? We didn't even look through the news. So yeah, Popey Boy's done one, hasn't he? Sorry about your luck. Vance calls for stronger India-US relations as trade talks progress. This is another thing as well. Like Trump come out saying that they're doing well talking to China. There's been nothing on the Chinese headlines. On the contrary, they haven't done any deal and had any talks. So there's a lot of propaganda going on as well from all over the place, but it's not ending well. It's not ending well. And again, that's reflected in you know, in the numbers, right? And so as an example, if we look at indexes, in fact, we don't really want to get into that. But I'll tell you what we do want to get into is what is going, you know, people basically are betting against the dollar, right? And there's only two ways that people bet against the dollar. And that's, one is with cryptos and the other is with precious metals. And they are indeed doing exactly that. This is the actual market cap. And this isn't money shifting around in the cryptos. This is new money coming in. Look, so look at the total market cap and volume chart of cryptos just over the last few days. Look, since the 8th of April, look. You can see this is just woomph over the last couple of days. It's just people are just getting the fuck out of there and getting into something that isn't US dollars and isn't stocks. So this is why you're seeing cryptos going like parabolic basically. And we've added like, what's that? 20 billion, $200 billion, $200 billion, $250 billion added, just flooded into cryptos. Yeah. Because people feel more secure nowadays in crypto than they do in the US dollar. They feel more secure in crypto than they do in the US stock market. And why wouldn't they at this rate? Yeah. So, yeah. And again, this is reflected in the gold price. Look at it. Yeah, obviously, this flat line, the markets are closed at the weekend, unlike cryptos. The trading markets are closed at the weekend, but as soon as the market opened up, boom, did exactly the same as what crypto's been doing all day. 3,400 sheets. Yeah, starting to sink back down again now because they've got to smash it down before the end of the day. Yeah. So yeah, it's all go basically, and we had the same thing happen with silver essentially, and then again you can just see behind me they've just tried to smash it back down again so they can try and end the news day. This is the news cycle, you see. They need to end the news cycle showing that it's not up too much, because this is exactly it, right? This is because gold is the money of kings, yeah, silver's the money of gentlemen. When investors see, well, I say when investors, they should already be ahead of the game, but you know, when the general population start to see gold prices go up, they know what that means. They know that means that shit's going down. They know that means that people are losing faith in the stock market and something's going to happen. So they flee to gold. They flee to crypto. They just don't want to be, the one without a chair when the fucking music turns off. Right, that's all it is. It's like, because that music is going to turn off, and believe me, there's less chairs than people needing to sit down. Right, that's all you need to know. It's going to be a scramble. It's going to be interesting. Do you know, like Black Friday and shit, where people like fight each other for the flat screens? Yeah, it's going to be like that on steroids and fentanyl at the same time. Yeah. Stay out of trouble, peeps. Yeah. Rue getting on with it in our house. Our energy is the most expensive in the developed world, isn't it just? I think it's actually most expensive in the whole wide world of the whole wide world, Rue. Yeah? Robert Mann in our house, good to see you, my man. End Times Capitalism Minute. In a Douglas Adams book, ends up with people learning to fly because the shoes are such poor quality. Fuck it out. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger. Oh man, Decan Jago, I'm moving to China, free speech and better fire service. Isn't it just? Isn't it just? Great to see you, man. I hope you're well. I don't ever carry a phone. No RF cancers for you then. Sorry, I'm going way back there, and so I'm just trying to catch up with the Catch up with the chat. I don't advocate for candles in a grid down scenario, by the way. It's just an unnecessary fire hazard. Not to mention the toxic carbon. You know, if you invest in a carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide sensor, right, and you keep a couple of candles on in your room with the windows closed and shit, and you get back to me as to what you find, and then you then tell me that having candles on in a grid down scenario where you got all your shit shut, you're not going to have your windows open or your doors open, right, when you got your candles on. It's not a good place to be. You can blow your nose after that and you'll have black soot in the... It's bad news. And it's a fire hazard. And it doesn't last that long. And the room it takes to store lots and lots of candles is not efficient. Right? Whereas, you know, decent performance, efficient, you know, cob LED type based lights and things like that, extremely efficient. It's very easy to get rechargeable things, small scale, whether that's an off-grid solar thing, or even if you've got a car, you can charge from your, you know, USB socket from the car with the engine running. Don't forget you're talking about half a gallon of litre per hour of idle time, so flow that into your equation. Half a gallon of petrol, that is gasoline, is the equation. On average, half a gallon per hour of car idling with the engine running to keep the battery charged. Just so you know, to just flow that into the equation. But I'm just saying, USB battery banks, one of those jackery things, but not that brand. Choose the brand that whatever. But one of those big battery banks, that's what you want. And decent torches, flashlights. You transistorize ninny. I've got a transistor sitting on my desk right in front of me right here, funnily enough. I've got this as well. Let me know if you should know what this is. Can you see it? It's got 4 legs. This is used in the project I've got sitting down here for TIA, my tactical intelligence system. But anyone who's an electronic engineer would know what that integrated circuit chip is immediately by looking at it. Maximum points in the chat if you can name it. No, Elmary's going to ban life it. Think I have to throw in the towel and sell it all. Really? We're overdue a catch up then, girlfriend. Yeah, I was thinking about you yesterday. I must have summoned you. I was thinking about Barry yesterday as well, and he called me about an hour before going live, so great to talk to Barry. Everyone here remembers Barry. UK energy is 5 times higher than America. Yep. And again, this is bad news for progress, right? Because, you know, when you're a country like the UK who's got the most expensive energy in the whole world, it means there's lots of things that are off the table for us. Like, for example, we were just looking at cryptos there, weren't we, right? So there's no point being into cryptos if you're in the UK, because there's no anyone mining any cryptos in the UK, because the energy costs mean they're actually going to cost you twice as much to mine it. It's just going to be worth in cryptos, right? Don't forget, cryptos isn't thin air. Cryptos is a storage of energy because of the energy it's taken to mine that coin, right? Or that block. But without getting technically into it, right? So cryptocurrency is a storage of energy. So it's not nothing. It's the same as gold as a storage of energy, because it's supposed to represent the energy it takes to get it out of the ground, get it topsoil, as they say in the industry, right? And refine it and smelt it and melt it down and purify it. That's a lot of work, right? And that's where the crypto proof of work concept comes from, because that's the same reason that gives gold its value, is because there's proof of work in a bullion of gold, isn't there? There's proof that work's gone into that, therefore it has value. It's the same with cryptos, right? Because of the energy it takes to mine it, that's proof of work, yeah? So that's what gives it its value and its scarcity and its limited quantity. Now, in the UK, you're never going to be involved in that industry as a whole, whether that's just smart contract technology for businesses and things like this that people could be working on in the UK, but they can't afford to. They can't afford to be in the crypto space because the energy prices. The other thing that's off the table for the UK when it comes to innovation and future-proofing its country is, of course, AI, because the cost of AI in terms of energy cost for, you know, particularly training the LLMs in the first place, the large language models to train them is like epic. You're talking a couple of big cities worth of juice that they would use for a year, using that in 6 months to train in the training, right? With all them X10s and stuff, special AI chips basically that you need, or X50s if you can get them. You know, they take a lot of juice. So someone's got to pay for that. And of course, if you're trying to build an AI system in the UK because you're like Cambridge University or something like this, and you're trying to innovate so you can stay at least somewhat relevant in the fucking world in AI, which if you're not, you're basically see you later alligator. Yeah? See you in a while crocodile. You ain't even seeing you in a while. It's literally not even see you later alligator. It's like see you never. Yeah? Sorry about your luck. So we're just cutting ourselves off from all of the financial innovative stuff, which is a bit weird since London is the financial capital of the world. Yeah. That's why GMT is GMT. Yeah. The benefit of London, don't forget, is they get to trade the whole world all day. No one else gets to do that. That's why the UK is the central hub for financial trading in the world, is because we have access to the Japanese markets. Right, and as the Japanese markets close, you got the US markets opening up, and by the time we've traded with the American markets, now we've finished business and everyone's done. We've traded right across the timelines. America don't get to do that. By the time they wake up, fucking Asia's well asleep. Do you see? So there's reasons why things are in certain places the way they are, right? And if you're leveraging your advantages as a country, then you'll do well. So the UK leverages its advantage when it comes to its Greenwich Mean Time fucking time zone, basically, because we invented trading. So then why wouldn't we, right, have it as like, no, we start here, right? So when you're a country that relies so heavily on the financial services side of doing business, as our GDP growth mechanism comes largely from that. It certainly don't fucking come from making steel anymore now, does it? Certainly doesn't come from building railways and shit and, you know, around the world like it used to, does it? So all we've got left now is making sheets out of financial markets. And so you're the one country that's known for making its sheets out of financial markets, but yet no one can use crypto because the fucking energy price is too high. You see, it's a bit weird. And then it's supposed to be all about innovation, and yet we can't do any work with AI. We can't train any of our own AI models because the energy cost to do so just makes it like not economically viable. You're never going to generate any return on investment. No investor's going to want to do business with you, and they're never going to get their money back when you spend like £42 trillion just for like 1 week of training an LLM, just in the energy cost, electricity cost that you got to now pay, some fucker. What? The two things that this country needs to be into heavily, if they really think this is who they think they're going to be, are the two things they've completely wiped off the table by making it inaccessible due to the cost of energy. It is absolutely incredible. And that's just the UK, right? So I've had my little rant. Amphir in the house. Great to see you. No, oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about it. Let's have a look. MOSFET. MOSFET is a metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So it's MOSFET, field effect transistor. No, it's not a MOSFET. Anchor power back. I like Anchor. I've got Anchor sitting here, is it? Oh no, that's a RAV Power one. I don't know where my Anchor one is. Yeah, but I like Anchor. RAV Power is good as well. In fact, RAV Power is my favoritist in the whole wide world. Yeah. This is proper hardcore. I like the USB-C ones that have PD power delivery. This one does up to 60 watts. 60 watts. USB PD. Up to 20 volts. This does. RAV Power. It's got USB-C PD. Got the QC2... QC 3.0 as well on the normal USB Type A. Anyway, we're not talking about battery banks. Oh yeah, so what are we talking? Silicon diode? No. Oh, well done, Amphi. Opto isolator, yeah. It's opto isolator. This is what I use. This is one of my secrets. This is what I use for doing the push to talk on a ham radio. Opto Isolator. It works beautifully. Nice one, Amphi. Maximum points in the chat. Basically, an Opto Isolator is a way of turning something on and off without touching it and without mixing in your energy, your ground and your positive rail lines. You don't want them getting anywhere near the thing. Yeah, you can use an Opto Isolator to sort of like, I don't want to say remotely turn it on and off, but it kind of is without touching it. It's like getting a stick and turning the light switch off so you don't get electrocuted, right? I think it's a power converter guy. Yeah, that'd just be a voltage regulator. We love your rant, says Noel Marie. I'm glad someone does. But we sent a bunch of women to space. You mean we sent them to the studio? Oh, did you see those leaked footage of the CCTV footage of Jeff Bezos and Katy Perry coming in and leaving the Hollywood studios for over about a 6-week period? That would be pretty much about the time leading up to doing shoots for doing you know what. Just saying. USB A hole in it. Amphi gets the win. Ba, 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 ba. So, what else are we talking about? Loads. But this was supposed to be a half-hour show. I've been going for an hour yet. Bloody hell. Right. Because I've got to write tomorrow. Well, finish writing tomorrow's show yet. Which is going to be the Warzone Wednesday. Talking about financial warfare, funny enough. Economic warfare. Now, this is funny. I've done so much ranting. I think we'll do this. I'll do a good news story and we'll just check out the solar flares and shit and then we'll jump out of here. But let's see what Matey Girl's got to say. This is just interesting. Let me know your thoughts on this, right? I just thought it was kind of cute. Let me know what you think.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that this afternoon. Two sisters recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. Two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run, he's got a gun." And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help." And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking
amazing.
About when we're running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah.
Let me know what you think. But I saw that, I was like, oh wow, bless that. I mean, forgive me, but like, twin thing has always kind of fascinated me, I got to tell you. They would make great criminals. It's Troy straight, isn't it? Would drive me nuts. Has anyone seen Starmer? Oh yes, I've seen that, but questionable if it really is him or not, but we'll have to see. Yes, Daily Survival has twins, of course. Yes, she has twin daughters. Have they ever done anything like that where they sort of say the same thing at the same time together? Twin power, innit? I just thought it's fascinating stuff. I love all that. And what a pair of cuties, yeah? They got their stories right, innit? No one's going to disagree with that. So, what else we got? A few more things we're just going to fly through. Let's quickly jump into that, and then we want that, and we're good to go. So, gosh. Earthquakes. Only 23. I say only. We usually see about 30 to 35 as an average, so 23 is very low. Which can be a problem because, of course, that could mean pressure's building up and stuff's got stuck and it's not quite moved yet, and the longer it goes on, the more pressure builds up. So we'll watch that, but I think we'll be all right. So in terms of what the sun's up to, it's pretty littered disc. Pretty littered disc, look. That's a fair old couple of sunspots rocking there. Active regions. We'll have a look at the sunspot summary though. We'll see if any of these are actually got any complex magnetic mixing going on. Doesn't look like it. They're all magnetic class beta. Look, boring. Boring. Looks like we're going to live for another day. So looking at the overview, although there's a lot of things going on the sun, nothing's hitting us right now. In terms of solar cycle, sunny, spotty, look. Oh, look, they've changed it. Huh. Isn't that interesting? They've totally changed this. Let me know live in the chat if you've been following me long enough to know what's changed here. They've totally changed it up. It's almost like they're trying to hide how off the fucking scale it's been. Isn't that interesting? That's not what it looked like. Oh, check out crocodiles in their house. What a superstar. Maximum respect. With gang signs and a letter K. Thanks for the flow brought about by no ads. Yeah, man. It's worth it. Yeah? Only because of you, though. The entire show today is sponsored by Crocodilus. Thank you so very much for keeping the show alive today and for everybody else being able to benefit from no ads just because of you. Thank you very much, my man. Respect. With the letter K. So yeah, check it out. They've changed that up big time. So I think we'll just have a quick news, we'll have a quick good news story. And I think we should have a love story. Yeah. So here's one. Man gets trapped. Man get trapped. Man get trapped though. Yeah. Man gets trapped in quicksand again. I can't even say that without it sounding like it sounds. Man get trapped. Man gets trapped in quicksand again. This time he emerges with a girlfriend. This is from today, look, April 22nd. Today's good news story comes from Lake Michigan. What started as a casual beach day for two longtime friends turned into a terrifying, then heartwarming, moment they'll never forget. Complete with a quicksand rescue and a budding romance. Looks like he played his cards right. How you doing? Mitchell O'Brien, 37, and Brianne Seeker, 36. Had been friends for 2 years before a mutual friend recently nudged them, consider dating. Yeah, you should go out with him, man. He's all right. Until that conversation opened the door. While both liked each other, neither thought that the other was interested until that conversation opened the door. 10 days ago, the two decided to visit Vans Beach in Leelanau County, Michigan. Their mission? To search for a unique Leyland bluestones. What they didn't expect was a dramatic brush with danger. Because this is all about survival, right? You've got to be putting yourself in a position. What would I do? Right? What if? It was a milestone moment in their relationship as well, right? Excuse these nasty images of what the hell is that? Candles. Oh, anyway. As they walked along the shore, hand in hand, I'm sure, Seeker pointed to a spot by the water and warned, "That looks really dangerous." O'Brien misread her cue and stepped directly onto it. So basically it's her fault. Yeah? Fucking hell, Seeker, thanks for that. I thought you said go and jump in it, not fucking watch out, that looks dangerous. Anyway, within seconds he was waist deep in quicksand. Waist deep! I didn't realise she was referring to a singular spot, O'Brien said. It wasn't O'Brien's first encounter with quicksand on the Great Lakes. He had a similar run-in last summer, but this time he was truly struck. Tell me right now what you're doing when you land in quicksand. How are you going to survive? Got 10 seconds. Get your answers in the live chat right now or else. Despite his calm demeanour, he knew the situation was serious. Seeker, meanwhile, was in a state of panic. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Help! Oh! And stuff. I was thinking he was going to be consumed by the earth. And I was going to sit and watch him Sit and watch him die? Who? What? She's gonna sit and watch him? She's not even gonna try to help? That's amazing. Mind you, it is the first date or so, isn't it? So she hasn't really got that much of a dog in the race. So she was definitely in a panic state. If the sand gets to his chest, it may be too heavy for him to breathe. In which case, I'm out of here. No one wants to see that. For 15 minutes, O'Brien tried to dig himself out. That's a fair old bit of time, innit? He must have been tired. The waves from Lake Michigan pushed more sound around him. Seeker attempted to help, but realised it was too risky. They didn't. You just sat there and watched, basically. They didn't want both of them getting trapped. No, you stay there, Seeker. Just take a seat. Sit down. I'll figure it out. Yeah? But I could get some rope. No, just sit yourself down. Don't worry about it. Watch a pro get out of fucking quicksand, man. I'll show you how it's done. And sure enough, after struggling with weak phone service, both managed to contact 911. And in a moment of levity amid the chaos, O'Brien referred to Seeker as his girlfriend for the first time. I think my girlfriend is calling as well, he told the dispatcher. Meanwhile, Seeker, and I bet he gave her a little, how you doing? As he said it, as he looked over to Seeker. I don't know. I don't know if he could see her where she was sitting down and where he was sinking. On the other line, say, my boyfriend is here, stuck in the sand. Oh, fair play, look. Yeah, she's playing along. Like it. That was the first moment they called each other that, Brian said. Within 10 minutes, firefighters arrived and launched a coordinated effort to free him, using ropes, told you, teamwork, and a bit of brute strength. Oh, geezer. They eventually pulled him out. And Brian was cold, sore, and numb, but safe, and in love, and erect. Seeker later posted about her experience on Facebook. Hey universe, it only took 2 years of crushing on this man, several unnecessary relationships, a great woman who helped Mitch and I be honest with each other, and a few 911 calls to finally be able to call him my boyfriend, she wrote. Whoa, son, look at him. So yeah, don't go sinking in the mud. And if you do, just hope that your girlfriend's a little bit more useful than Seeker is. But that's why we like to be Sigmas. So, you know, Sigma personality, we're all about self-reliance and independence and shit. We'd like to have our shit together so that we didn't need to rely on things like Seeker sitting down and watching. It's a good job they did have mobile phone service, really, because this would have been a very different story. In fact, if they hadn't got the fire crew down there with some brute strength and some ropes and some fucking, you know, thinking it through. It's just not a good look. Anyway, that's a good news story. Apparently. Sorry. VWV, sorry, salt and pepper. Prepper. Lay down and get the weight off your feet. Innit? Stay still as possible, says Mel Sibley. Like Seeker. Oh man, check out Random Warrior in the house. More help with the free ads. Thank you very much. More help with the ad-free experience for all of you, courtesy of Crocodilus and Random Warrior. Together, sponsoring the show so you don't have to. My first ever super chat, says Crocodilus. Oh man. Did I break your virginity? Are you telling me that you broke your... I popped your super chat cherry? I'm absolutely honoured. Yeah? And let's face it, who else would you possibly want to be the one to pop your super chat cherry? That's to... You know, that's to men and women and in-betweeners. That's going out to all of you, right? Jane Doe. We don't know if it's a Jane or a Joe or a Don or a John. Could be anything. But we love you anyway, Jane Doe. Good to see you. Better late than never. Absolutely. No such thing as late. Get here exactly when you plan to. Look at all the love going out to Random Warrior and to Crocodilus for the super chats. I love it when I see the crew and the wolf pack making everyone feel deservedly flexed in front of the whole wide world, seeing your wonderful and amazing generosity. Just that flex going around the world, man. Those candles are disturbing, aren't they, Kaza? Yeah. Oh dear. Loving you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all being here. I'll just make sure I haven't missed anyone new coming in. YouTube doesn't let anyone YouTube. Oh, you spoken to me, I'm Suzanne. Hey Suzanne, how you doing? Oh, you have to pay close attention to Drew's little cracks. Brilliant. What cracks? Are you talking about cracking and crumbling and shit? What are we doing? Anyway, we're not doing good news stories anymore because, yeah, so we've got some love happened as a result of that. So you never know, right? How cool would that be? I mean, look how many people fell in love during the CVID. Yeah, loads of people fell in love during CVID. So it could be the same during an apocalypse. Who knows, right? You could come out of it with a new relationship, right? You meet someone down the road. You huddle together with your candlelit room. It's already romantic. It's only because the lights are off and the fucking grid's gone down, but it doesn't matter. It's romantic, right? Tin of beans, cold out of tin, couple of candles. Got no idea how romantic that could be. With a stranger neighbour you never knew you had. Who knows, right? Roll on the blackouts is what we say, innit? On the after show, hey, got my eviction date, 15th of May. Is it dead cert, girlfriend? Is it dead cert? At least you've got to say at least, it's bullshit. But, yeah. Minimal options, minimal time. Not a good look, honey. Love with you. Thoughts with you. Shit will figure itself out. It won't figure itself out, but you will figure shit out. That's basically how it will work, right? I didn't really explain that little comment about the erecting. The point I was thinking, like, in the back of my mind was that would be a good way that would be a good way to sort of limit the sinkiness of it, because you're sort of increasing your surface area, basically. That was my thought on it. But she says, would you like my last bean, true love, innit? Amazing. So don't forget, if you want to check out what's going on in the world, or you know what's going on in the world and you want to share it with other people, you can come over to the Discord server, links in the description below. It's a great place to be. You got all the SHTF intel section here with the breaking news, the good news stories, clown world. Go and share your stuff, man. It's a great busy section. Everyone's loving it, and rightfully so. Keeping up to date, making friends, and learning all about preparedness and survival and all the good reasons why you should be following this channel and everyone else who is. It's a great place to be. So let's jump out of here then, and we'll figure out why the hell it's gone from being a half-hour show to, like, I don't even know. Right, you can unbuckle yourselves now. You are permitted to unbuckle your seatbelts. We're back in the cafe. Back in the how you doing cafe. I do apologise of my unshavenness, by the way. I say apologise, some of you quite like it. I think it's quite fetching, Drew. I must say, Drew, I do find you with a little bit of stubble slightly quite fetching. Never been called fetching before. Well, I have, that's the point, but it was to do... I'm fetching. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm just saying, I feel like I look a mess today. It's probably because I had such a little amount of sleep. I always feel not my best in those situations. But thank you, Daily Survivor, for keeping the links flowing. Really appreciate it. So don't forget, tomorrow we've got the... Tomorrow we got the Warzone Wednesday, which I've got to finish writing that show. I've spent a day on it already. It's going to be the entirety of tomorrow I've got to do on it as well. Yeah, and it's just an absolute theme, Bob. Is that some pink action I just saw pop up there? It is as well. Oh, and it's a sticker. That's annoying because stickers don't go bling, bling, bling up here, but Super Chats do. DSEC UK, what an absolute superstar, man. Look, I might even actually get some YouTube Rev this month or next month now. So thank you so much, man. You've got no idea what that means to me. That's like doubled my monthly wages. Seriously, lich, man. Gonna make me cry. But definitely DM me up on Discord, man. Yeah? And I'll help you with anything you got rocking. So thank you so very much for your generosity. Let's hear it in the live chat for DSEC, man. We've got the most beautiful shade of pink. It's my favourite shade of rollerball sheet pink. Yeah? It's epic. Look at all the love going out of DSEC. So look at everyone helping to keep, you know, the channel alive and stuff. It's been such a struggle after 3 years of what YouTube's done to this channel, try and stop me getting anywhere with it. And they're still doing it, but we're pushing through. And with you guys sharing my videos and hitting the like button on the occasions that you do, I really appreciate it. And just people like, you know, Random Warrior, Crocodilus, DSEC, yeah. Relich couldn't do it without you. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's so difficult trying to build a channel when you're being held back like this. It's just impossible to generate any normal thing. And obviously turning the ads off as well sounds counterintuitive, but to be honest, I just want to be able to us to be together and just have a chat and be able to share time without people getting frustrated with ads getting in the way. So that's the best way I can feel to do it for everybody. So thank you so very much, everyone, for your support. I'm really touched by everyone being here and sharing this time with me. So yeah, I'm just let's have a look. Jane Doe here. Do you think that it's a quinky dink that the pop goes no, because Klaus Schwab was planning to pan it out ages ago anyway, but he said that globalism has failed. I don't know if anyone heard him say that in a seminar, but Klaus Schwab said that Thingiverse failed. You know, Tony Blair's going to be the one taking it over. That was my understanding several years ago. Tony Blair was the one who was named back then, who he wanted to be the successor of Klaus Schwab, of all the people. So yeah, that's the plan. I don't know if anyone's heard anything different to that, or whether I'm late on that and that's already been disclosed who is next, but yeah. So I don't think it's a quinky dink, but I think it could be if it's on the same day. I did hear on the same day, but I don't know if it's officially on the same day. What my mind sort of goes to naturally, Jane Doe, would be it would be that perhaps one of the strategies there is that maybe he wants to sort of hands in his notice and leave quietly. And so the best time to do that really is perhaps when you've got a global event like the Pope dying on a Monday. You know, it's a pretty good day for the news, yeah, to slide that news story in there without making too much of a big thing about it. So it could be because of that. So you might be right. It could be some element of thing to it, but yeah. So thank you so very much. And again, DSEC, super generous, man. You've got no idea what that means to me. It's epic. And of course, Crocodilus as well. I mean, how sentimental is that from Crocodilus with his first ever super chat. So thank you so much, Crocodilus. And I'm touched that you felt compelled enough with me to make it your first ever super chat. It means a lot to me, man. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And again, Random Warrior, just a consistent supporter. What can I tell you? Mr. Jeff, yeah, again, superstars of the shows. You're such a beautiful bunch. What can I tell you, right? Don't forget, merch in the description if you want to support in other ways that you can. So, yummy, please hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done already. I do hope you've had a good time during this, like, whatever it's been. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Do you see what I mean? I said I'm going to see what it's like to try and do a half-hour show, and it never happened. So I do apologise. I do appreciate everyone has shared this time with me, though. So please hit the like button if you haven't done already. I've been Drew Single Pepper. Don't forget, tomorrow, Warzone Wednesday. Be there. In the meantime, love, peace, and progress to you, the beautiful pack.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed.